Hello, the sun is going down and there are people working on my roof. So this is maybe the worst time to film, but I'm leaving on a hiking trip tomorrow, so this is the time that I have to film. So I have begun Secret Project 4. So again, a lot of people are a little bit more spoiler sensitive to this book. I mean, to the Secret Projects than they are to other books because of the promise that Sanderson made that you can go into these books knowing nothing, but the internet exists, so people want to talk about it. So it's added a little bit of extra complication. So just at the very beginning of the video, just to be clear how spoilery I plan to be, I am going to use the book's title and I'm going to give a very I'm just going to use normal spoiler rules. I'm going to talk about the book in a spoiler-free fashion. So if you don't want to know the title, the plot, anything, then, you know, this video won't be it. But for anyone that wants spoiler-free thoughts on the Sunlit Man, here I am. And there will be a spoiler video for it as well on Tuesday. So I'm 7 chapters into this book, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about our setting and general what we've done so far. So we start off, we're on this planet that is too close to the sun, and these rays of sunlight hit this planet and it causes the habitation to grow up really fast. It's wonderful for the plant life, horrible for the people, they disintegrate. So because of this inhospitable environment, people are forced to become nomads, all people. So because of the way the plant life reacts and the way the people react, they have a very unique lifestyle. So they have to sow the seeds the same day that they reap their harvest, and then they have to move. And so it's this nomadic group of people that every single day have to push a little bit further as the earth rotates so that they can escape these sun rays. Which I would expect if someone pitched that to me without me knowing anything else, just those things, what I would picture is a very slow-paced human study. What does the day-to-day life look like for this group of people? What does this nomadic existence, how does it affect the human nature of these people, the bonds that they've created, the way that they've learned to lean on each other, maybe the way some people in this very rough life that they've had to live, maybe they've pushed further towards just being that selfishness and taking from others and not being trustworthy, some of the human dynamics that come out of it. No, man, this is really fast paced. We're just battles, action, we are moving. It's such a cool setting, and it's not happening at all the way that I would expect it to happen, but it's really cool. So at this point, it's very, very action focused, which I mean, personally, I would love to slow down and see the human aspect of this. I would love to see the life of these people, and right now it's like get in, get to the action. So I'm hoping it'll slow down a little bit. I mean, it's good, it's all interesting, it's all very fun, but I'm hoping we're gonna slow down and kind of explore some things a little bit more. And then as far as the Cosmere stuff, this is a very, very Cosmere aware book, which Brandon did let us know in advance. This is the most Cosmere aware of the 4 books. So we are following a character who, I mean, I've heard this is a character from the Stormlight Archives. I haven't figured out who it is yet. This character is called Nomad, and he has a Spren called Aux, A-U-X. And there's loads of Stormlight cursing, Stormlight references, Stormlight names. So there's a lot of Stormlight in this book. And I would say that if you haven't read a load of Sanderson, specifically if you haven't read the Stormlight Archives, especially, then this would be a horrible, horrible book. So I would say every Secret Project that I read, I always get the comment, is this a good place to start with Sanderson? And I will just tell you flat out, no, not for this one. Tress, yes. Wizard's Guide, I mean, you could. I wouldn't recommend it. It's probably my least favorite Sanderson, or if not, then it's at least bottom 3. Yumi, yes, and Sunlit Man, no. I will say though, it's been really fun exploring the Cosmere this way, getting to have these little side projects, these little one-off standalones that explore another planet on the Cosmere, which we couldn't do if we were in books that are really, like Stormlight is really focused on Roshar. So now we actually, without interrupting Stormlight, without padding Stormlight, we get to have these little offshoots that expand how big the Cosmere is, how vast it is, how it all works together, how the different planets react in this whole universe. It's pretty fun. So right now the setting is the most important part about this book. I am not very attached to Nomad. Ox is cool, but I'm not very attached to any of the characters yet, and it's been so fast-paced and action-packed that I don't really actually feel attached to anything that's happening in the book yet. I'm just really excited about this setting and getting to know this world more, and I'm hoping to see, there's a lot of pages left, so I'm looking forward to see where this takes us. But those are my first impressions for this book. Like I said, I'm going on a hiking trip, so I'm probably just gonna have 2 check-ins for this particular vlog. So those are my initial impressions, initial setup, what this book is doing here at the beginning, and then I'll give you final thoughts. So it'll be a pretty simple, spoiler-free video for that, and then we'll also do a check-in for Dragon Ball Z. Welcome to the vlog. Hello, I'm back home. So we did a 3-day hiking trip. It was lovely. My ankle's fine. I'm still in a small ankle brace and I'm still having to take it real easy. So it was a very chill hiking trip, but we still found some really nice trails to go down and we had a good time. It was a good time. I have a lot of footage from that, but since there's only one interlude in this video, it'll probably carry over into the next video. But this vlog is late. I'm sorry for that, but the internet at our cabin was terrible and there was just no way that there was gonna be a video uploaded there. So I'm home. I did finish Secret Project 4. This is still spoiler free. And final thoughts on it. This is a tough one to talk about spoiler free, man. Okay, some things the book did well. It opens up with action and questions. The main character is being called Nomad, but that's not his name. Who is this actually? What's their story? What's their past? Why are they here? Why is this group of people chasing him? And what's going on? Why are people randomly dying? I told you why they were randomly dying already, because of the way the world and the magic is with the sun and things. We open up with a lot of, wait, what's going on? And the answer is, we'll figure it out. Run. And that's kind of how the book is, and we do slowly get a lot of questions. And while this is a standalone, there's also some really big questions that we're left with at the end where we're like, we've got some explaining to do, which Brandon said in his note at the end of this, that this is probably the only book that we'll get from this particular perspective, but it is not the last that there will be more questions answered, and there ought to be. It would be a problem if there weren't. But it does function as an isolated story. It just also asks a lot of questions in the wider Cosmere, and I'm looking at you, Stormlight 5. What do you got? Like, what's gonna happen? It is an extremely action-paced book, more than I tend to prefer. I'm not really a fast-paced, go, go, go kind of reader. I'm more of a slow down and study, like, the world and the humans and their behaviors, and, you know, I'm an Abercrombie fangirl, but I'm definitely more of a slow storytelling kind of person. Not that I can't enjoy a fast-paced romp, but this was definitely more of a fast-paced romp with huge Cosmere implications than I tend to prefer. And with how go, go, go this book is, that's the same way with the Cosmere connections. It's like a fire hose being directed at your face, and it just doesn't stop for the entirety of the book. And as someone who enjoys having Cosmere connections, enjoys those as Easter eggs, enjoys kind of unfolding mysteries for the wider, greater universe, I enjoy all that, but that's not what I read for. That's not what I pick up Sanderson for. I don't pick up Sanderson for Cosmere connections. I pick up Sanderson for the isolated stories and characters and what he does with them. And because of that, this is not that, it's not one of the higher up stories for me, because I do think that for the plot, it's on the weaker side. And in fact, the plot of this, in many ways, one of my patrons pointed out to me, and I can't unsee it, is very reminiscent of the plot of another secret project. So this really is a Cosmere book with a fast-paced, quick plot, but a plot that without the Cosmere stuff, I think doesn't really do a ton that's really exciting or different. Now the world and the magic, very original, very exciting, very fun. If you've read it, please do feel free to weigh in on that. Do you feel the same? So for me, it goes Tress, then Yumi, though they're very close together, then Secret Project 4, and now, oh yeah, I'm using the name, well, whatever, then Wizard. Although I will say, if you're watching this and you haven't read it yet, I will say I think I'm probably going to be in the minority on that. I expect most Sanderson fans, especially the super fans, the ones that are reading almost all of his books, like fans that read as much Sanderson as I do and more, this is probably going to be a banger for most people. I'm probably in the minority on feeling a little bit more middle of the road about it. All that said, I still have a lot of positive about it as well, and I am excited to discuss it a little bit more in a spoiler video on Tuesday, because there are a lot of implications that I do want to dig into, and a lot that it did well, as well as things that I didn't love as much, and I'm excited to talk to you about it. So if you enjoy a really unique, really cool setting, again, the setting, the world, everything that's happening around the world, best part of the book for me. So if you enjoy a really, really interesting setting that's super fast-paced and very, very Cosmere connected, you're probably gonna love this book. And if you're not, like me, you'll probably still enjoy it, because I did. It just maybe won't be a new favorite for you. So, updating on Dragon Ball Z. I'm on volume 8. I've finished 7 volumes. So last vlog update, I gave you just kind of some quick spoiler-free, I'm in kind of thoughts. Now I'm going to try to be a little bit more specific, still keeping my words spoiler-free, but I will have some panels on the screen to give you a little bit more context, and those will be spoiler, basically the same way that I handled Dragon Ball, I'm now handling Dragon Ball Z. So, again, like I said in the last one, this has turned into a sci-fi series, which I really didn't expect, and it started off intense right away. We're basically rewriting history, but not really, in a way that it feels like, psych, you thought this was happening because that's what Goku thought, but actually everything's different and all of history is changing as we knew it. So we have some new characters at play who recontextualize absolutely everything that we have known up to this point. We have established characters that are still active and play big roles, some in very heartbreaking ways. Really did not expect to be this devastated in this series. Just ruined my day when I read this. So it is funny because you still have, while a lot of the humor, at least here at the beginning, a lot of the absurdist, goofy, derpy humor has been toned down quite a bit for the sake of kind of, okay, the stakes are raising, serious things are happening, we're shifting gears, this feel like, so many people told me Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are not separate series. They're the same thing. They were unjustly separated. Fine, maybe that's true. They sure feel like different series to me. Like, it feels like we're doing a whole new thing. So anyway, stakes are raised, intensity is much higher, and it just feels like we're constantly breaking the ceiling so that we can have more struggle and strife, only to once again break the ceiling and then break the ceiling and then break the ceiling. And like, that's what it feels like we're doing at this point, which just feels really different. So a lot of the absurdist, goofy humor that I fell in love with in Dragon Ball isn't nearly as present in this, and we're exchanging it for, what new thing can we do? What new thing can we discover about ourselves? And what new obstacle are we about to face that we have to break past? Which creates a lot of really interesting scenes and a lot of really dynamic moments. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, even though I have to completely regain my footing. There are still some absurdist elements, some like in Dragon Ball, there was one scene that I fell in love with where this absurdist thing happened and somebody questioned it, and she was like, why is this like this? And the nasty old man responded with, don't worry about it. And I feel like so much of Dragon Ball was just, here, this crazy thing just happened, don't worry about it. And we're still getting some of that here, where it's like, okay, we need to go to space now. How are we going to handle it? We have a spaceship. Don't worry about it. Oh, we need another one? Okay, we have another one. Don't worry about it. You know, like, there's still some elements, and they justify it. They give an explanation, but there are still some things that it's like, plot needs this, so let's just have this, okay? Which I mean, I like it personally. I love absurdist humor, and I like a series like this. I like just kind of rolling with things so that we can just see what comes next. So right now I'm rolling with it, and I'm having a fun time seeing what comes next. It's brutal, it gets dark sometimes, but it's also a load of fun. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I've started, when I read a volume, I chat with it on my Patreon with everything, and I've started writing up these satirical summaries of each volume where I like take the contents of what happened and recap, but like meme it. And I'm having so much fun engaging with the story that way. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about, but I'm having a good time, and I'm excited to see what the series brings, because again, we just keep breaking the ceiling, so I kind of just feel like, and what's next? We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, this week I read Secret Project 4 or The Sunlit Man and Dragon Ball Z. I hope you enjoyed whatever you read. Please do chat with me more about these in the comments. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursdays on this channel, Mondays and Fridays on my other channel, which is always linked in the description. I'll see you again soon. Bye.